commodities as well. Now, let's get back to stocks. And Paytm is in focus. The stock's on 9%. That block has gotten done. And what next, I guess, is the question. We'll find out. But let's just revisit what has happened so far this morning. Vivek, over to you.
Well, that's right. So as we had indicated earlier in the morning, that there was a large block deal likely to happen in Paytm today. That particular block has happened in the window, and almost 3.19 crore shares actually exchanged hands. Now, the average price was slightly above the lower price band. The lower price band was 555 per share. The price band is actually around 561, at which this particular block deal has occurred. So we understand that SoftBank, was the likely seller in this particular block deal. For Securities was the broker to the deal. Remember, SoftBank held around 17.45% stake. After this particular block deal, they'll continue to hold in excess of 12% stake in the company. They've mopped up close to 1,300 crores in this particular block deal. Now, what is interesting is that we understand that there is now a 60-day lockup period as far as further stake sale of shares by SoftBank is concerned. So at least for the next 60 days, it doesn't appear as though there will be further supply from SoftBank. So Paytm, on the back of this large block deal, is down quite significantly in the session today.
Okay, all right, Vivek, thanks a lot for that. Let's focus on a stock that's doing well. Shriram Transport, that one's flying away. Abhishek joins us to give us a quick update. Abhishek?
Well, Nigel, NCLT approval has come for the scheme of arrangement as well as amalgamation between Shriram Group companies. So this has come as on 14th November, they got an approval from NCLT. So company has fixed 30th November as the record date to determine how many shares of Shriram Transport Finance will be given to the shareholders of Shriram City Union Finance as well as Shriram Capital. As per the merger terms and conditions, it's already known that for every 100 shares that you have in Shriram City Union Finance, you will be given about 155 shares of Shriram Transport Finance. Back to you.
Okay, thanks a lot for that. But in case you missed out on the last 1 hour, the big move really has happened in a small stock called R Systems. Blackstone made an open offer for 48.3% stake in R Systems at 246 per share. We caught up with Satinder Singh Rekhi, the CEO of the company, to understand the rationale behind this stake sale. He said it was about time they needed to get in a big player into the company, and the street likes that. Take a look.
The rationale is that we have reached a point and we need a big partner who can take care of the company and take us to the next level of its growth and take care of its employees, customers, and partners. Blackstone is a great partner. They are very good, employee-friendly with their other portfolio companies, and that's why we wanted to partner with them. And the promoters will be involved. How it unfolds, we will know as we go along. I will certainly be a strategic advisor to them, and as we go along, the role will develop a little more. Blackstone has a lot of expertise, so that has to be utilized into the company. It's always a dilemma, whether you do it when the wave is going up or other times. But looking at it inside, I think we needed a stronger partner because we are going to get into larger customer bases, so that required a heavyweight along with us.
All right. That's basically our systems management speaking with us earlier. Suven Life has got a positive. Ekta is joining us to tell us more. Ekta, hi, morning.
Morning. Well, yes, definitely positive news, which is really coming for Suven Life because they have announced the randomization of a first patient in the phase 3 global clinical trial of SUVN 502. Now, SUVN 502 is basically being studied for the treatment of agitation in patients with dementia in Alzheimer's. Now, remember that SUVN 502 was a particular molecule which did failed clinical trials when it came to another indication in Alzheimer's, and hence the company reverted and started looking at it for dementia. So the street would be hopeful that maybe this particular molecule would see some kind of positive response in this phase 3 clinical trial. The trial is multi-center, randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled across 50 sites in North America and Europe, and the study will enroll around 375 patients. The top-line data, however, is expected to be available by early 2025. So it's not something that we can expect in the near term. But again, once the molecule starts seeing some amount of traction, then there is always hope of an in-licensing deal or a strategic partner coming through, and hence maybe the street likes the potential of this particular molecule.
Okay, Ekta, thanks a lot for that. Let's slip into a quick break. On the other side, our special segment, it's the economy. Lata will get chatting with Chetan Iyer of Morgan Stanley to assess the outlook for the Asian markets. And